So continuing the sewing of this overbust corset, if you're yet to watch the pattern drafting tutorial and part 1 of the sewing, I'll leave the links in the description box below so you can catch up. So after placing the main fabric and the lining together, I went ahead to trim off the excess to make sure that they are both equal. Then after that, I removed the pins to separate the lining from the main fabric so I can work on the neckline. To turn the scallop neckline, I place the main fabric and lining right sides facing each other. Then I use my pins to secure it. After that, I went ahead to use my pen to map out the neckline shape that I'll be sewing on. So this is just going to make it easier for me to follow the curve neatly. You can go ahead and sew using your 1/2 inch seam allowance to turn the neckline. After sewing, I notched all the points and I turned it over to the front and gave it a good press. And so I went ahead to turn the neckline off camera and this is what it looks like. I also ironed it properly and inserted hemming gum to the bust caging facing. I like to do this because it gives a smooth finish, but this step is totally optional. After that, I top stitch along the sides and the hem of the corset, which is the bottom of the front corset, to secure everything neatly in place. And then I brought my back pattern. So for this back pattern, I am not going to be top stitching the bottom. I placed my lining and main fabric together, but I did not top stitch the bottom. This is because I'll be adding plastic boning to it. Then I'll also go ahead to show you how to insert your lacing bar for the back of your corset. For the lacing bar, making use of this fabric, it is 5 inches wide. I ironed interfacing on it and then I folded in 1/2 an inch on both sides and folded it again. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and show you how to stitch your lacing bar properly. So guys, to fix the lacing bar, your center back will sit right at the middle of the lacing bar like this. And I'm using my pins to secure it. Then I'm going to take my 12 mm sewable boning and stitch it exactly at the middle where the center back stops. And after stitching that first boning, I'll go ahead to stitch on both sides of it to secure it properly. Next, I'll place another boning at the edge of the lacing bar, that folded edge part, and I'll make sure that the boning stays aligned on that folded line. So just watch closely so you can see exactly what I am doing. So after successfully stitching both boning, I'll cover up the lacing bar by placing it back on fold and top stitching the folded parts together. So you can first use your pins to hold it. Then after top stitching the folded part, I'll turn it over to the back and top stitch along the initial boning line. And this will form a boning casing where I can insert my plastic boning into. So that's basically how I fix my lacing bar. So guys, after fixing the lacing bar for the back of the corset, I'm just making sure that the both pieces are equal. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is to bias the top. Like I said, the top of the back is going to be biased while the front part we turned it with lining. So guys, I cut out this straight fabric. The wideness is 2 inches wide and I'm just going to bias the top. So first of all, I folded the excess on the end starting from the center back, and then I'm just going to sew with 1/2 an inch on the edge of the neckline. So after I'm done stitching on one side, I'll bring out the excess fabric and then I'll turn it over to the front. Then I'll fold the bias into two and then fold it again to cover up the rough edges. After that, I'll top stitch along the fold all the way to the end and trim off the excess. So I'm going to repeat the same process for the other back piece. So after biasing the back pieces of the corset, I brought the front part and now I'm going to shape the sides. So I place my front and my back like this. So the way I'm going to do it, I'll be stitching on the front part of the corset, not the inside. After stitching on the front part, I'm going to trim off the excess and place another wrapped boning on top of it to cover up the rough edges. So for this part, there's no need to take any body measurements because I added just half an inch seam allowance. But the way I'm going to shape it, I use 1 inch on the bust area, then half an inch on the waist all the way to the hem of the corset. The reason for using 1 inch on the chest area is so as to make the bust area to lap very well, to make it well fitted. So I'll start by sewing with my 1 inch seam allowance, and then as I'm going down it will reduce to half an inch, which is my original sewing allowance I added. And so I did this for both sides, and after doing that I'm going to trim off the excess and open the seams to iron. So guys, after I finish trimming off the excess and I open the seams to iron, this is what it looks like. This is what I have at the moment. So the inside is looking very neat and seamless. Now the last thing we're going to do now is to fix our wrapped boning to the sides. So first of all, I'm going to loosen the wrapped boning a bit, just open it small. Then I'll cut off about half an inch from the sewable boning. So after cutting it out, you notice there is some fabric space left at the top. I'll fold that excess in and top stitch it along the side of my corset to cover up the rough edges. The reason for folding it is to keep the top part neat. You don't want the wrapped boning or fabric fraying at the top. So folding and then stitching it down is going to make it come out neat. So guys, I'm going to start stitching on one side, and while stitching I will spread my fabric so that it doesn't fold on the inside, and then I'm just going to continue stitching all the way till I get to the hem of the corset, and I'll do the same process on the other side. So guys, this part can be quite difficult, so just take your time to do it till you achieve it. So after top stitching the boning on both sides of the corset, the next thing I'll do is to take note of my waistline, and I'll gently press down that area to give it a slight fold like an arc shape, just to mark where my waist sits. This will help the corset shape better on the body. So after that, I'll go ahead and insert my plastic boning at the back. So if you haven't inserted yours yet, this is the time to do that. I'll be inserting the plastic boning into the lacing bar casing and also into the boning casing at the back. I'm not inserting the plastic boning at the front. The reason is because the overbust corset already has structure from the bust down to the belly, so it doesn't need extra boning in front. I'm also not inserting boning at the side part, especially because of the waist area. I want that part to sit and shape naturally. Okay. So once I was done inserting all the boning, I went ahead to bias the hem of the corset. I used the same method I used at the top back neckline. So that same process is what I used to hem the corset. So all you need is a long bias strip wide enough to go around from one end of the corset to the other, and the bias strip is about 2 inches wide. So guys, this is the finished look of the corset. The last thing I need to do is to fix my eyelet, and if you want to add yoke and sleeves or make it as a gown, you're free to customize your corset however you like. Alright guys, that's a wrap on this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and you were able to follow along easily. If you have any questions or run into any difficulties, I'll be in the comment section to help. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment. And if you recreate this tutorial, I would love to see your work. You can share your pictures or videos with me on Instagram or TikTok. The links are in the description box below. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next tutorial.